AskReddit by JPReg 1. What addiction is seen as completely normal by society? Infinite scrolling in apps. Why I use Reddit on the website, not the app. I can tell myself I'm having a 3-page break, then I go back to whatever I was doing. TikTok. The algorithm is insanely good at keeping people on it for long periods of time. My attention span has improved so much since deleting it. I also feel like the app was purposely feeding me content that made me feel insecure and then feeding me ways to fix those problems via products. Attention. Some can't see the truth that they are out there trying to compete against one another and can't understand why people don't like them, so they try harder. It's an endless loop because they will never be happy with what they have already. Life. It's so weird to me how some people will go do a thing, and when they're doing the thing they are spending the entire time taking photos of themselves or having their photos taken, and if they're not doing that, they're heads down at their phone checking how many likes their previous photo got. Shopping. Online shopping, especially. I deliver for USPS and there are several houses on my route that get new clothes nearly every day. Energy drinks. Caffeine in general, really. Caffeinated soda is the most consumed beverage in the US. Surprise, no one has said this, but lottery tickets. I have a friend who wastes at least a third of his income on scratch-offs, and just gambling in general. I watched him clean off a scratcher for $100 just to go spend it all on more scratchers that only ended up winning $10. Then complained about being broke and asked me for money, lol. I was gonna say cocaine, but okay. Not crack, but cocaine is hugely accepted within pro sports, celebrities, rich people, so on and so forth. It's definitely frowned upon for the most part, but it's also not meth or crack. You'd be surprised at the amount of people who do it. People you'd never think of. It's a big secret a lot of the time, but it's extremely popular. Cocaine is everywhere. You go to college and find that everyone smokes weed, then you get into the professional world and find everyone does cocaine, lol. Endless scrolling. But I can't stop. So many more comments to read. Consumerism. It's such a weird thing how much this takes center stage for people at some point. I feel like once people earned money for some years, all they talk about is what they bought, how much it cost and how much they think I thought it cost, just to tell me that they paid 20% less than what I expected. It's like the default way to occupy them once they are no longer at work, buying stuff, thinking about what stuff to buy and talking about what they bought. Social media. Everyone is always on social media, even I am personally an addict. I'm constantly taking pictures for my Instagram, posting on my Snapchat, or scrolling through TikTok, an endless cycle between the 3 apps. Don't forget Reddit. Deleted. I have a couple friends who are constantly in pubs. Like as soon as they finish work on a Friday, they're in pubs all weekend, every weekend. UK drinking culture is strong. Smartphones in general, I'd say. So many, myself included, are unable to put their phones away completely during social settings. The phone follows you everywhere now. I remember the days when I would read the ingredients on the nearest shampoo bottle while taking a shit because there was nothing else to do. Edit. I forgot to add the procrastination it causes. As we speak, I've been putting off a jog for at least 2 hours by browsing Reddit instead. Distilled water, ammonium lauryl sulfate, glycerine, FD and amp. See blue number 4 fragrance. When baking soda toothpaste came out, there was new content. Sugar. I've gone from drinking a 750ml bottle of whiskey per day, smoking like a chimney, roughly a pack per day, to now 3 years completely sober. I still can't curb my sugar addiction. Deleted. I am completely addicted to food and it's embarrassing. I eat like a glutton. I work out every single day. I play sports every day. If I had some eating discipline, I would have looked like an athlete. Instead I have muscles and fats. When I tell people how much I work out, they say they can't see any effect of it. I literally feeling like crying. Wine addiction. And then they say I'm not an alcoholic. Lady, you drink a bottle a day. I'm pretty sure you are, because wine is still an alcoholic drink. Also the normalization of wine monoculture and all the clothes decor paraphernalia that they make because gee I need a drink to get through little Timmy's soccer game. I think it's slowly being phased out like the live or love thing, thankfully. Anger addiction. Certainly being outraged about social problems can result in effective social action. Being outraged feels more powerful and active than sadness or empathy. Try expressing thoughts and prayers and take a look at the angry responses from people who associate anger with empowerment. Walking around in a constant state of outrage, even if it's justified about a certain thing, may eventually cause people to redirect their anger toward every minor irritant in their lives because it has the illusion of control and power. Anger can also escalate into destructive behavior that is not effective in addressing whatever problem needs solving. Being angry all the time can't be good for mental, physical, or emotional health, or for the people who have to encounter the angry person. This is an excellent take, and so true. I notice it especially with people who get upset in traffic or at other drivers. Their driving becomes more aggressive and dangerous because of the anger, and at the same time the anger does nothing to change other drivers' behavior. It's a total no-win and very dangerous for everybody. In America, living to work 60+ hour work weeks and never taking vacation out of a weird loyalty to a company that will lay you off without hesitation if the bottom line is at risk. Always hated the idea that you are supposed to give your workplace a 2 weeks notice, and yet they can drop you on the spot for pretty much any reason they want. And if they really want to, they will find a reason. Deleted. For years I loved working. Maybe because it was more freelancing, and it was something new every day, but 100 hours weeks were common, especially in the summer. Then covered it. Couldn't work except for one job part-time. So I had a lot of time to just relax and do whatever I want. I did a complete 180 on working. Give me an easy WFH where I'm able to survive. Working long hours and pretending it's fine. McDonald's bro. I will still never forget my high school job in the mall. I was one of those super picky eaters and would only get McDonald's while working. Finally I realized that I was burning too much cash and started bringing lunch to work. After about a week I felt like utter garbage. Got myself some nuggies and felt fantastic. Fuck McDonald's. Drinking and smoking are the obvious ones. But sugar is a hidden demon. I've been weaning myself off it for the last 2 months. My quality of life is night and day in comparison. What sort of differences have you noticed? People seeking attention in social media. Just to be safe, no upvote for you 3. Coffee. Coffee caffeine. Watching pornography. Seems pretty habitualistic. Surprised I had to scroll down so far for this one. I feel like no one talks about it or dismisses it, but I've known plenty of folks who can't even orgasm without it. Stealing Hyundais. Are suspiciously specific. Water. Do not let it get a hold of you. You will resent its absence. MFSB getting water pumping into their house and say they are not addict. Asking the same questions every week on AskReddit. What does sex feel like? People whose partners cheated on them, how did you find out? What's your darkest secret you would never tell anyone? Alcohol. Yep. I had a brush with alcoholism and stepped it back. Realizing how much my friends drink was very eye-opening. I'm a Midwesterner and a lot of our hangouts and events are alcohol focused. Especially in winter. It's a huge bummer. I have some friends who are sober and said they basically lost their friend network because they can't just go to bars on the weekend all the time. A lot of my friends also go out and get drunk on weekdays. I'm in my 30s. Porn. Very true, although it's not as much accepted as things like coffee and sugar. Watching porn is seen as a common thing, especially among young people. Sadly, many forget the downsides of porn, like unrealistic fantasies, sexualizing stuff that shouldn't be, and plenty of other bad effects that I noticed when I fell for this trap, and even more once I fully stopped doing that. Edit. By unrealistic fantasies, I mean insane sexual expectations kinks. Money. So normal that I can't find anyone mentioning it. People are encouraged to get as much as they can, more than they need, and any attempt to cut them off can provoke anger and retaliation. Instead of being addressed, the addiction is tolerated if not defended. A billionaire may often be portrayed as a success rather than someone with a worrying, socially damaging problem.